Hello, and welcome back to the Unknown Archives. Today, we have a mystery at Hogwarts involving Emmett Dawlish. Hope you enjoy it. The Last Summons. They never told first years about the seventh door in the East Wing. To be fair, most students never went that way at all. The wing had been closed off after a partial ceiling collapse. Dusty hangings covered portraits that still whispered if you got too close. The air smelled like forgotten things, wood rot and scorched parchment. But Emmett Dawlish wasn't like most students. He'd found the key behind a loose stone in the girls' lavatory. A small iron thing, cold to the touch. No tag, just a faint engraving that looked like a number. 7. And that night, when Filch's lantern had faded down the staircase and the castle began its nightly groans, he went. Not because he wanted to, because he had to. The East Wing corridor was longer than he remembered. Each step echoed crisp against the stone. Somewhere in the dark, a pipe hissed. Then, silence. Emmett gripped his wand tighter. Lumos! The tip lit up, soft, golden. Not enough to see the ceiling. Just enough to catch the edge of an old tapestry, eaten through by moths. 6 doors, all lined in a row, each one identical except for the numbers, 1 through 6. He passed them slowly. Door 2 had something dark spilled beneath it. Maybe ink. Door 4 was open a crack, like it had been left in a hurry. But it was door 7 he was looking for, and it wasn't there. He reached the end of the corridor and only found stone wall. No 7th door. Emmett turned, heart knocking in his chest. Then he saw it. A shimmer, like heat on pavement. The air rippled just beside the 6th door. He reached out, slowly, and his hand passed through. Behind it was the 7th door. No number, no handle. Just smooth, black wood, slightly warm under his palm. The key in his pocket twitched. It clicked the moment he inserted it, like the door had been waiting. It swung inward without a sound. Inside, there was no room, just more corridor. It was narrow, curved, sloping downward. Emmett swallowed hard. "Don't be stupid," he muttered. "It's just a hallway. You're curious, not cursed." But his voice didn't echo. It was swallowed whole, like the corridor had no end, no space, no air. Still, he stepped in. The first thing he noticed was the quiet. Not silence, just quiet. Too quiet. Like something was pressing against his ears, muffling the world. The second thing was the smell. Damp, metallic, like old pipes and wet stone. His light flickered. Emmett spun, wand raised, but the door was gone. Not closed, not hidden. Gone! Panic tightened his throat. Okay, no! Don't freak out. He turned forward. The hallway bent left, then sharply right, and then, finally, opened into a room. A circular chamber, low ceiling, no windows, and in the centre, a chest. It was small, with a crack along the lid, glowing faintly with blue runes. Emmett stepped closer. His light bounced off the surface, and what he saw made his breath hitch. The runes rearranged themselves. They shifted and formed into letters. It was his name. He backed up. Fast. The chest clicked and the lid creaked open. Inside was a scroll, wrapped in black ribbon, tied with a strange, silver knot that shimmered when you looked too hard at it. Emmett didn't touch it, but something behind him moved. He spun around quickly and someone was standing there. A girl, his age, black hair tied back with a green ribbon, robes with an older version of the Hogwarts crest. Slightly wrong somehow, like someone had recreated it from memory. She blinked at him. "You're not Minerva." "No, I'm Emmett. Who are you?" Her head tilted, and her voice was slow, measured, almost curious. "Then it's already begun." "What's begun?" he asked cautiously. She looked around, at the walls, the ceiling, the chest. "It shouldn't have opened," she said. "Not yet." "Okay, you're going to need to explain." "The war didn't end," she said suddenly. "Is that correct?" "What? No, Voldemort's dead. Harry Potter saw to that." Her mouth tightened. "Harry." "You knew him?" Emmett asked, exacerbated. "I know him," the girl replied. She stepped closer. The runes on the chest flickered as she passed. "In my time," she said, "the castle was a ruin. Most of it burned. The magical enchantments broken. The forest swallowed half the grounds." Emmett stared. "What happened? What do you mean, your time?" She hesitated, her eyes softened just a little. "Someone answered a second summons. They shouldn't have. It changed everything." He looked down at the scroll. "So this is a warning?" "More than that," she said. "It's a test, a memory, a failsafe. The castle remembers what's been lost. Sometimes it tries to fix it." She looked at him then, really looked. "Why you?" she asked quietly. "What makes you different?" Emmett blinked. I don't know. I just found the key." "No," she said. "You were meant to. The castle listens. It only calls out when there's still a chance." He didn't know what to say. And then the room shifted. The air grew thick. His wand flickered. The scroll unfurled on its own. Images flashed across the walls, not paintings, but moments, glimpses. Hogwarts burning, students running through smoke, a shattered great hall, the sky open above it. A boy's face, Emmett's face, but older, tired. His eyes darkened. The girl touched his shoulder. "Don't become him." And then the vision blinked out. The gears in the walls shifted. A clock hand snapped forward. 2 minutes, maybe 3, but the sound boomed like thunder. The girl gasped. No, it's too fast." "What's too fast?" Emmett said, still composing himself after the loud sound. She grabbed his arm. "You have to listen to me." And suddenly, the cold of the chamber wasn't cold anymore. The light was changing. The air buzzed. She leaned in close. "If they summon again, don't answer." "I don't even know what that means." Her eyes locked on his. "You will." And then she vanished. Emmett stood frozen. The chest was gone. The corridor behind him was gone. Just 4 stone walls now. Silent. Until... He blinked, and he was standing in the East Wing corridor again. Door 7, gone. All 6 other doors intact. The castle, quiet. The scroll, the girl, the chamber, gone. The key, gone too. He didn't tell anyone. Not his doormates, not even his brother, who always said he had a nose for trouble. Because the thing was, that chest hadn't shown him a fear or a fantasy. It had shown him a possibility. And for the rest of the year, every time he passed the base of the old tower stairs, he swore he could feel it, pulsing, waiting, calling, and somewhere deep in the heart of the castle, something was listening. Did you enjoy the story? If you did, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Have a wonderful rest of the day.